possible so we can strip him of his advantage.
Do you like rolling dice and making questionable life choices? Then Baldur's Gate 3 is your jam. With branching narratives, hundreds of ways to approach quests, and an obscene number of dialogue options, it's like playing Dungeons and Dragons with your most chaotic friends. You'll lose hours in its world, whether you're forming morally dubious alliances or spending way too long in character creation. And let's not forget the combat. Strategizing every move in turn-based battles will make you feel like a tactical genius until you accidentally cast Fireball on your own party.
Bow before me. Bow before the absolute. Bow!
At CD Projekt Red, we dedicate ourselves to telling immersive stories. Yet with every new project, we set out to make our games bigger, more complex, deeply engaging.
Come on, V. Let's get you home.
Night City isn't just a setting. It's a living, breathing neon hellscape that demands your attention. From hacking enemies to customizing your cybernetic enhancements, Cyberpunk 2077 offers countless ways to lose yourself. While shorter than The Witcher 3, the main story is gripping and packed with emotional set pieces. The game actually gets better the longer you play it. Side quests are interesting and impactful, like befriending a sentient vending machine or romancing your favorite NPC. But what really makes Cyberpunk a 100-plus hour game is when you get the Phantom Liberty expansion. Your 60 or so hours in the base game could easily double. And try not to get lost in photo mode, or you might end up in Night City forever. Death Stranding blurs the line between gaming and cinematography. Created with the Decima engine, the game features breathtaking landscapes that feel alive. Whether it's rocky cliffs, grassy plains, or snowy mountains, every environment is meticulously crafted. The game's use of lighting is phenomenal, with realistic shadows and reflections that adapt to weather and time of day. Character models are so detailed they look like living actors. Rain, snow, and wind add another layer of realism, making you feel the weight of every step. It's a visual and emotional experience, unlike any other. Ever wanted to spend 100+ hours dying in wildly creative ways? If so, Elden Ring's for you. This open-world masterpiece challenges you to survive brutal bosses, labyrinthine dungeons, and even its wildlife, which can be just as hostile. Exploration is the true time sink here. Every hill, cave, and ruined castle hides something mysterious, often deadly, but always intriguing. The sheer freedom to go anywhere is both a blessing and a curse, as you'll lose track of time, chasing every glimmer of curiosity while muttering, "What's over that next hill?" Spoiler, it's probably something terrifying trying to kill you, yet in every death lies the thrill of discovery, making it impossible to put down. What's more time-consuming than wandering the wasteland? Wandering it with a loyal dog and 1,000 junk items weighing down your backpack. Fallout 4 keeps you busy with settlement building, weapon crafting, and exploring its irradiated ruins, all while scavenging for every scrap of useful material. The game's depth doesn't stop there. Its sprawling map is packed with factions to join or betray, endless quests to tackle, and tough moral decisions that come with being a vault dweller trying to rebuild society. Whether you're perfecting your ultimate power armor setup or just getting lost in the post-apocalyptic chaos, 100 hours in this game barely scratches the surface of what it has to offer.
What would you do different?
I told you. I'm going to take back what's ours.
In Final Fantasy XII, time flies when you're micromanaging your gambit system or grinding for rare loot. Set in the sprawling world of Ivalice, this JRPG lets you explore massive cities, hunt epic monsters, and dig into a complex political plot. It's the kind of game where you think you'll just do one quest, and then 4 hours later you're still farming enemies for rare drops. The Zodiac Age Edition adds quality of life improvements, but don't let that fool you. This game is still a colossal time sink, and probably one of the best modern Final Fantasy titles worth your time. Why be a soldier when you can be a king? That's the unofficial motto of Bannerlord. You'll start as a penniless wanderer and slowly carve out a dynasty by recruiting troops, conquering castles, and maybe betraying a few allies along the way. The sandbox nature of this game means no two playthroughs are the same, and campaigns can last hundreds of hours. Want to marry into royalty and rule the land? Sure. Or just raid caravans forever? That works too. Whatever your playstyle, expect to lose yourself in its medieval chaos. Final Fantasy XVI takes the series in bold new directions while keeping its iconic essence intact. Set in the dark and politically charged world of Alicia, the game focuses on Clive Rossfield, a warrior caught in the chaos of warring nations, powerful icons, and massive summoned creatures central to the plot. The game ditches the traditional turn-based combat for a fast-paced real-time action system that feels like a hybrid of Devil May Cry and Final Fantasy. This game comes in right on about 100 hours if you're a completionist like me. Let me know how long this one took you in the comments. Red Dead 2's absurdly detailed world invites you to rob trains, gamble in saloons, and even spend hours meticulously grooming your horse. The story of Arthur Morgan is an emotional roller coaster, but side activities like fishing, treasure hunting, or just existing in this beautiful world can easily double your playtime. Also, let's not forget about the moral dilemmas. You'll agonize over whether to help that stranger or throw them in a river.
As you live, ride, and fight to survive as an outlaw in a notorious gang.
Ну, чё там?
Готово.
Ну и пошли они нахрен.
Спасибо тебе. Ты многим сталкерам жизнь спас.
Ну, давай, малюй картину маслом.
Ever feel like surviving in a radiation-soaked wasteland while hunting for supernatural artifacts and fending off bandits is the perfect way to spend 100 hours? Welcome to the Zone, where every moment is defined by danger and intrigue. The story unfolds at your pace with open-world gameplay full of branching paths, player choices, and terrifying anomalies that make you question your very sanity. You'll spend countless hours scavenging for gear, making morally complex decisions, and jumping at every rustle in the shadows. With its deep survival mechanics, unpredictable environments, and a world that constantly keeps you on edge, S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2 is an immersive experience that pulls you in and doesn't let go. Skyrim is still on every best games list, and for good reason. Why? Because there's always something to do in its vast open world. You can easily spend 100 hours shouting at dragons, mastering alchemy, or simply collecting every flower in Tamriel. The game's design ensures that no two playthroughs are the same, with a massive world filled with diverse factions, quests, and hidden treasures. Skyrim took around 5 years to develop, with Bethesda refining their open-world formula from Oblivion. The team used a revolutionary toolset that allowed for seamless world-building, creating an expansive and immersive environment. The game's success was also due to its ability to draw players into its richly detailed world, where every corner holds a story. I'd heard the stories of the abilities of Dragonborn, but to see it for with over 30,000 lines of voice dialogue and hundreds of locations to explore, there's no shortage of content. The depth of its lore and the freedom given to players make it a timeless classic. A game that invites you to lose yourself in its world for hours on end.
To tell you stories where breathtaking magic, fantastic creatures, and age-old prophecies are interwoven with religious fanaticism, war crimes, even racism.
The next game on this list is The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. The main quest is pretty lengthy, but you'll find yourself spending hours tracking monsters, playing Gwent, diving into the game's rich lore. Its sprawling open world is packed with side quests that actually matter. What starts as a simple fetch job can quickly spiral into a moral dilemma that determines someone's fate. Depending on your actions, characters might reappear later in the story, either to thank you or seek revenge. The game is full of moments like these, making it easy to lose yourself for hours in a single session. Add the expansions, Hearts of Stone and Blood and Wine, and you've got a time sink so massive it should come with a warning label. Interestingly, CD Projekt Red revealed that so few players completed The Witcher 3 that they decided to make their next flagship game, Cyberpunk 2077, significantly shorter. Never change, Geralt. I beg you.